Today we are talking about modal verbs plus have plus past participle of the verb. Today we are to explain how to use modal verbs plus have plus past participle of the verb. And let's go to the first section and how we could use these models appropriately. Number one, may or might or could plus have plus past participle. We use may or might or could plus have. We use may or might plus have plus past participle of the verb in order to express possibility in the past. To express possibility in the past. Perhaps something happened, but we are not sure. When we are not sure that something happened or not, we use may or might or could plus have plus past participle of the verb. بنستخدم may or might or could plus have plus past participle في حالة احتمال وقوع شيء في الماضي. احنا مش متأكدين. We are not sure. I may or might or could have seen the documentary. I am not sure. ربما رأيته. أنا مش متأكد. Here we are talking about possibility. We are not sure this happened or not. We also use might or could plus have plus past participle when we want to express possibility in the past which was not fulfilled. When we want to express unfulfilled possibility, it was possible for something to happen, but it eventually didn't. لما يكون احنا عايزين نتكلم على حاجة كانت ممكن تحصل في الماضي بس ما حصلتش. It didn't happen. We use might or could plus have plus past participle of the verb. Like when I say, you were lucky, you were lucky. You might or could have been hurt. You might or could have been hurt. ربما كنت تؤذى. ربما كنت ستؤذى. يعني كان ممكن انك تتأذي ولكن it was not fulfilled. يعني ما حصلش. You were lucky. Like also when I say be careful, you could have crashed into that tree. Be careful, يعني احترس. You could have crashed into that tree. ربما كنت ستصطدم في هذه الشجرة. But eventually في النهاية you didn't crash. ما حصلش crash. So we use may or might or could plus have plus past participle to express possibility in the past. We are not sure this happened or not. We want to talk about something that happened, but or not, we are not sure it happened or not. We also use might or could plus have plus past participle of the verb to express something that was not fulfilled in the past, but it was possible to be done. This was possible to be done, but it didn't happen at all. We also use must plus have plus past participle of the verb to express certainty that something happened in the past. When we are certain, احنا متأكدين that something happened in the past, حاجة حصلت في الماضي, we use must plus have plus past participle. Like when I say, I must have left my wallet at home. I'm sure that I left the wallet at home. أنا متأكد إن أنا تركت محفظتي في البيت. I am sure that this happened. So we use must plus have plus past participle when we want to make positive deduction about the past. When we want to make positive deduction about the past, we are almost sure that something happened. احنا متأكدين تماما إن الحاجة دي حصلت في الماضي. We use must plus have plus past participle of the verb. Another example, when I say, I can't find my glasses, I must have left them at the office. أنا مش لاقي نظاراتي. I must have left them at the office. أنا متأكد إن أنا سبتهم فين؟ في المكتب. يبقى I'm sure about something. I'm sure that something happened. I use must plus have plus past participle of the verb. We also use can't or couldn't. Can't or couldn't plus have plus past participle of the verb when we want to express certainty that something didn't happen. When we are certain, we are almost sure that something didn't happen. لما نكون متأكدين إن الحاجة دي ما حصلتش في الماضي. So we are making negative deduction. استنتاج منفي. But we are sure that this didn't happen. احنا متأكدين إنه ما حصلش. يبقى استنتاج منفي مؤكد. Like when I say you can't or couldn't have met their parents. They live in the US. How could you say that you met them? They live in the US. They are in the US. So you couldn't have met them. I'm sure that this didn't happen. أنا متأكد إن أنت ما قابلتهمش. هم عايشين في الولايات المتحدة. كيف قابلتهم؟ Another example. He can't have been working yesterday. He can't have been working yesterday. Why? Because yesterday was Friday. So I'm sure that this didn't happen. So we use can't or couldn't plus have plus past participle when we want to make negative deduction. When we want to express certainty. نعبر عن التأكد بتاعنا that something didn't happen. إن حاجة ما حصلتش. We use can't or couldn't plus have plus past participle. And this is all in the past في الماضي. We also use should plus have plus past participle to express regret about something that didn't happen in the past. To express regret, when you regret not doing something, you use should or have plus past participle of the verb. للتعبير عن ندمك على عدم فعل شيء. When I say we should have come home earlier, we should have come home earlier. كان لازم نيجي بدري, but we didn't. So we regret not coming earlier. Do you understand? We also use it to express criticism about an action or somebody's behavior in the past. To express criticism عشان تعبر عن نقدك لسلوك شخص في الماضي. Like when I say you shouldn't have lied to your parents. You shouldn't have lied to your parents. ما كان ينبغي إنك تكذب على والديك. يبقى we use should plus have plus past participle to express regret. تعبر عن ندمك about something that didn't happen in the past. I should have studied hard. كان لازم أذاكر كويس, but I didn't. So I regret not studying. أنا بندم على عدم المذاكرة now. It's also used to criticize somebody's behavior, as we said. ليه؟ لما تحب تنتقد سلوك شخص. You should have called me and let me know you weren't coming. المفروض كنت تتصل بي وتقول لي إنك مش جاي. You should have called me. Okay? You should have informed me earlier. كان لازم تقول لي من أول. You should have informed me earlier. Here, I am criticizing your behavior. Okay? We also use shouldn't plus have plus past participle of the verb in order to express regret about something that happened in the past. You did something in the past and you regret doing this. Like when I say I shouldn't have shouted at Larry today. I am regretting shouting at Larry. ما كانش المفروض ان انا اصيح على Larry. Here I'm regretting doing this. انا بندم على الشيء ده. يبقى should plus have plus past participle should وهاف والتصريف الثالث is used to express regret للتعبير عن الندم about something عن شيء happened in the past حصل في الماضي. Okay? Like when I say you shouldn't have wasted your time. ما كانش المفروض تضيع وقتك, but you already wasted your time ولكنك بالفعل ضيعت وقتك. It's also used to criticize something somebody has done. Danny shouldn't have told you that. It was supposed to be a secret. We also use that to criticize something. إن احنا ننتقد شيء عمله إنسان. Somebody has done. يبقى الانتقاد شيء فعله شخص معين. Like when I say Danny shouldn't have told you that. ما كانش المفروض داني يقول لك كده. but he did ولكنه قال. So if you need any help, if you need more explanation, write in the chat room. اكتب لي في الشات لو انت عاوز اوضح شيء او خلاف كده. Did you understand what I said? فهمنا اللي انا قلته؟ Let's move to the exercise and let's start to answer. Number one, read the dialogue below and circle the correct answer. We are to read the dialogue and we are to circle the correct answer. We have a dialogue between Khaled and Saad. Hi Saad, what's wrong? My mobile phone isn't working. I lent it to my brother. He must have broken or should have broken. Number one will be must have broken or should have broken. Here I am making a deduction. I'm almost sure that something happened. What should I use? Must have broken or should have broken? Who will answer? The answers in the chat room. So it will be must have broken. He must have broken it. Let me have a look. Why is it wet? Oh no, he must have used, well, should have used in the rain. The same thing, I'm almost sure that he used it in the rain. He shouldn't have done, well, I can't have done that. Here we are criticizing his behavior. So we use shouldn't have done or can't have done. It will be shouldn't have done. I'm so annoyed. That's the last time I lend him anything. It's a state-of-the-art mobile. It's state-of-the-art mobile phone. It costs a lot of money. He's going to have to buy me a new one. Wait a minute, look, it's working. We just needed to dry off the battery. If you want my opinion, you couldn't shouldn't have lent it to him in the first place. Here, I'm criticizing his behavior. So I use what? Couldn't have lent or shouldn't have lent? Shouldn't have lent, Yasin. Okay, that's correct. This always happens when he borrows your things. Remember what happened to your laptop? Yeah, I remember I had to call a technician. He should have destroyed or could have destroyed it completely. Something that was possible to happen, but it didn't. Which one? Could have destroyed or should have destroyed? I will answer could have destroyed. Yasin, thank you. I like your new shoes. We have a dialogue between Salman and Faisal. I like your new shoes. They look expensive. You could have paid or must have paid loads of for them. You must, مشعل. You must have paid because here I'm almost sure. أنا متأكد تقريبا. Okay. Actually, I bought them in a discount shop for SR20. Really, I might go and get a pair. Unfortunately, these were the last pair. You should have gone, well, might have gone yesterday. Here, I'm criticizing his behavior, so we use should have gone yesterday. Thank you for this section and let's move on to English in use. Read the text below and think of the word that best fits each gap. Use only one word in each gap. Keep, we fit. Keep, we fit. What is we fit? We fit is an gaming video game. It is an exercise game with 7 activities. We Fit is an exercise game with several activities, okay? Let's try to read this passage and try to fill in the gaps. In this day and age, everyone wants to stay shape. Which preposition would we use before the word shape? Who will answer? In this day and age, everyone wants to stay in shape. Yasin, thank you. Most people lead very busy lives and don't have time to go to the gym every day. Now there is a quick and fun way for what workout. So it will be to, thank you Yassine. Yassine is participating with us right in front of your TV with the Wii Fit video game. Wii Fit Blade. Here we want an auxiliary. Which auxiliary will we use here? Wii Fit, Our blade is blade. Which auxiliary will we use? Is blade. Thank you, Mishal Zarani. On the Wii game console. Wii Fit is played on the Wii game console, and the controller is a balance board. The controller is a balance board. And this is the balance board. I will show you the balance board. This is the balance board. Do you see? This is the balance board which is used in the Wii Fit. So as we said, the controller is a balance board specially made for the game. The Wii balance board is shaped just like a scale. It's like a scale, and it has similar sensors in it to measure your weight as you work. You work what? Ahmed Walid, try to participate with us. Work, exercise. We want to use a preposition after the word work to give the meaning of exercise. Work what? Who will answer? No answers at all. Shukran Abdulaziz. Work out. You enter your height and the game. Who will answer? Has your fitness age, Shukran Muhammad Al-Asmari, calculated while you are playing. The sensors also check your balance, and there are many games specifically test which or that. Thank you, Muhammad. There are around 40 exercises that are programmed into the game, including jogging, playing football, and even hula hooping. Do you know hula hooping? It's at, do you know hula hoop? What is hula hoop? It's a tie hop that is twirled around the waist, limbs, or rock. حلقة كده اللي انت بتدورها حوالين وسطك دي. Okay? And even hula hooping, plus there are several other activities, all ages and levels. Who will answer number 7? For all ages and level. Thank you, Yassine. Wii Fit must be played with the Wii gaming system, and it's becoming increasingly popular for families to play together. In fact, it is, Muhammad Al-Asmari, thank you, so popular that the games are flying off the shelves. What do we mean by flying off the shelves? Who knows the meaning of this expression? Flying over the shelves. When I say flying over, flying off the shelves. Who knows the meaning of this expression? Flying off the shelves. Thank you, Abdulaziz Hatim. Abdulaziz Hatim said that it means sailing very fast. Sailing very fast. But when we say that something fly of the shelves, this means that it sells very quickly and it is very popular. It is very popular. يبقى بتتباع بسرعة، يعني اتخطفت كده من على الرفوف، بيعت بسرعة شديدة. We will skip the listening part and we will go to the speaking part, and I want to focus on the meaning of some important vocabulary that we use. And the first word is handy. Handy means useful. Do you know handy mean useful? This word handy means useful, مفيد. Practical. Practical means effective or feasible. يعني this means that it's effective عملي. The word practical معناها عملي. Convenient. The word convenient. Convenient means fitting in well with your needs. يعني ملائم لاحتياجاتك. It's proper. ملائم بالنسبة لك. Convenient معناها ملائم. Entertainment, we all know that entertainment means the activity of being provided with amusement or enjoyment, to have fun and to be immersed in amusement. يعني entertainment التسلية أو الترفيه. Keep in touch means continue to communicate with somebody، يعني يتواصل مع شخص. And remember the moments to bring back memories، يسترجع الذكريات واللحظات، يتذكر اللحظات. Amusement, the word amusement means the state of finding something funny, to have fun and so on. And relaxation, to be free from tension and anxiety, to be relaxed, to feel relaxation يعني تسترخي وتطلع من التوتر. So let's move to the next section, to the writing section today. Writing a semi-formal letter email based on prompts. When I say semi-formal, it's not friendly or formal. It's something between formality and not formality and informality. Would you be interested in contributing articles to a local magazine? Contributing articles here, the word contribute means to write articles to a local magazine. Why and why not? Let's read the announcement posted on a university notice board. What is a notice board? What is a notice board and what is announcement? Announcement, a formal statement about something، إعلان رسمي. Posted منشور on a university notice board. University notice board. What is a notice board? It's a board for displaying notices or announcement. Notice board اللي هي لوحة الإعلانات. It's a board، لوحة for displaying announcements، لوحة لعرض الإعلانات. About a magazine and the notes a student of that university has made. The student has made some notices and we are to see them. What does he want to know more about? The announcement is about writers who are needed or wanted. Whereabouts? Where will those writers will work? They will work for a university magazine. يبقى هم هيعملوا لصالح مجلة الجامعة. Are you interested in what's going on campus? The topics will be about the campus. Do you like expressing your ideas in black and white? The magazine is printed in black and white. In black and white means for writing or print. يعني مطبوعة بالأبيض والأسود. Campus, the word campus, the buildings of a university or college اللي هي مباني الجامعة. Can you hold the reader's attention? هل تستطيع جذب انتباه القارئ؟ Have you got some free times? Have you got some free times? Here the writer will ask about not a lot. He wants to know the limit of the free time. Then you are perfect for the job. You are perfect for the job. The job is perfect for you and you are perfect for the job. For more information, contact us, English Club President, Mr. Nizam. The writer here wrote some notices like great. He wants to be a writer. And when they said that the topics will be about campus, he asked about what topics, what are the topics, and the amount of free time. He will ask about the amount of free time needed and about how many times is the magazine published, how many times is it published. So let's try to see what he wrote and if he covered his notices or not. Dear Mr. Nizar, I was very excited to see the announcement about the university magazine. I think the English Club needs a magazine where students can express themselves and find out what's going on. I have always been fond of writing and I would be delighted to take part in this project. However, I would like to have some more information regarding the magazine. For example, you say that writers should have free time. I have some free time, but it is limited. It is limited. It's not much. It's not much. It's small and restricted in amount. So his free time is not much. So I would like to know how often the magazine will be published. كم مرة هتنشر المجلة. Another question I have is about the subject matter. What are the topics? The subject matter. The announcement mention what's going on campus. So the topics will be on campus. Does that include other things besides academic events? هل ده في أشياء أخرى بيتضمنها بخلاف academics events الأحداث الأكاديميك؟ What is academic? Academic means relating to education, متعلق بالدراسة. يبقى في موضوعات متعلقة بالدراسة. What's going on campus? Does that include other things beside academic events? Please let me know. من فضلك أعلمني أو أخبرني. Looking forward to your reply. منتظر ردك. Best wishes, فيصل السعد. As we see, now we will move to try to answer this question. How does the writer address the person he is writing? Does the person is writing to? Does he address him formally or informally? He addresses the person he is writing to formally or informally. Who will write the answer in the chat room? Formally or informally? Who will participate with us? Let's move again and see. He said, dear Mr. Nizar. This is formally. He addresses him here formally or informally? Abdulaziz hasn't said formally. Thank you. He addresses him in a formal way. He said, dear Mr. Nizar. Let's move to the next question. What kind of question does the writer use to ask for information? Are they direct, indirect, or a combination of both? Does the writer use direct question or indirect question or a combination of both? Let's try to see, and let's move on to the passage again and see. Here, let's try to see. I would be, no, not this. I would like to know how often the magazine will be published. I would like to know how often the magazine will be published. This is an indirect question. So he uses indirect question. Also, does that include other things beside academic events? Here he uses direct question. So he used both of them. He used direct and indirect question. And we will explain direct and indirect question after ending this section. What style does the writer write in? Quite formal, friendly, and informal, or something between the two? Semi-formal means A, B, or C, formal or friendly, or something in between. Both, something between the two. How does the writer sign off? He signs off semi-formally. Why we said semi-formally? Because he wrote his name and didn't sign. Because he didn't sign, إنه ما كتبش, or he didn't write his signature, ما كتبش توقيعه, so he signs off semi-formally. Let's see about these notices. Which of these notices did he ask about? They are looking for a writer. He said that this is great, and he was excited. And also when, what topics, and not a lot, and published how often. The topics, here he asks about, I would be delighted to take part in this project. He here expresses his enthusiasm, and he also write about when he talked about his free time, he said, I have some free time and I would like to know about how many times will the magazine be published. And here he is asking about how often will this magazine be published. So he covered all his and he also asked about the topics, as here he asks, does that include the things besides academic events? So he covered all the notices he wrote. So now let's try to explain what's the difference between direct and indirect question. What's the difference between direct and indirect question? And let's see. What are indirect question? Indirect question and direct question. There is a big difference between the two of them. Direct question are the normal question. هي الأسئلة العادية direct question that we can ask friends. نسأل أصحابنا, family members and people. نسأل أصحابنا وأعضاء العائلة والناس العاديين اللي نعرفهم. We use direct question, الأسئلة المباشرة. Like when I say, where is the bathroom? Where is the bathroom? This is direct question. This is a direct question. But indirect question are a little more formal. يعني أكثر رسمية and polite وأدبا. We use them when talking to a person we don't know very well. لما بنتكلم مع واحد ما نعرفوش. Or in professional situation أو في المواقف الأكثر احترافية. And their form is a little different. تكوينهم مختلف شوي. And this is an example of an indirect question. Could you tell me where the bathroom is? Let's compare the two questions and see. Here the direct question, where is the bathroom? But the indirect question, could you tell me where the bathroom is? Look at the auxiliary is. Here it's before the subject and here it's after the subject. The indirect question, when we make indirect question, we always use phrases for indirect question. Our question should start by phrases like this, like these phrases. Could you tell me? Can you tell me? Do you know? I was wondering. I'd like to know. Do you have any ideas? Would it be possible? Is there any chance? All these phrases are used to make indirect questioning, but we should start our indirect question with one of these phrases. And after that, we will see some example and know how we form these types of question. Direct question, this is a direct question. Where is Market Street? When I want to change this into indirect question, I will start with a phrase like this. Could you tell me? And then where Market Street is. The auxiliary is comes after the subject. Here, where is Market Street? In the direct question, we use the auxiliary before the subject. But in the indirect question, we use it after the subject. Is Market Street will be Market Street is. In indirect question with is or are, was or were, or verb to be in general, we use the verb be after the subject, okay? And another question. What time does the bank open? Here we have the auxiliary does. When we have verb to do as auxiliary in the question, we omit it. We omit verb do. If it's to do or does or did, and you want to change the question into indirect, omit do or does or it. بنحذف do أو does أو it لما بنحول السؤال لغير مباشر. What time does the bank open? لما نغيرها لغير مباشر, do you know what time? Omit does, بنحذف does, the bank opens and add s or es to the verb. يبقى مع does بنشيلها وبنضيف للفعل s أو es. If we have do, لو السؤال عندي فيه do, just omit do. احذف do بس and don't change the verb. ما تغيرش الفعل. If the auxiliary verb is did, لو الفعل المساعد did, omit it, احذفها and change the verb into the past tense. وغير الفعل للتصريف الثاني. يبقى in indirect question we don't use the auxiliary verbs do or does or did. Omit them, احذفهم. Okay? Why did you move to Europe? I was wondering why you moved. Why you moved to Europe. يبقى here we changed move into moved. The verb changed to the past tense. How has he managed to get in shape so quickly? Here when we have verb have, when we have or has or had, just put the subject before them. How has he? Do you know or do you have any idea how he has? Just change the place of has to be put after the subject he. Like here, how he has. The apostrophe s here is an abbreviation for has. اختصار لhas. How has he managed to get in shape? In indirect question with yes or no question. Indirect question with yes or no question. The question that start with an auxiliary or a modal verb. If the direct question is yes or no question, which starts or begin with an auxiliary or modal verb like does, Tom, like Italian, this is called yes or no question. When changing it into indirect question, we use F. We use the word F. Does Tom like Italian food? To change it into indirect, we will start with our phrase, do you know? And then we put F, Tom likes Italian food, and omit does. Are your parents joining us for dinner? Could you tell me if your parents are joining? If your parents are joining, are will come after the subject. If your parents are joining. Do they speak English? I was wondering if they speak English. I was wondering if they speak English, and omit do. And this is all for the direct and indirect question. We have an exercise. We have an exercise in your student book. Try to answer this exercise. Try to answer the exercise. And inshallah, we will continue on next Wednesday inshallah. النهارده كده خلصنا درس اليوم، وإن شاء الله ميعادنا يوم الأربعاء القادم للاستكمال. هناخد الصفحة دي إن شاء الله في البيت واجب. دي تدريبات على indirect and indirect question. You are asked to change some of the direct question into indirect question. Can you tell me what time the museum opens? How much work will the project involve? So you are asked to change this question into indirect question. اللي عنده استفسار يا شباب أو سؤال يكتب لنا في الشات. Thank you for today. شكرا لكم النهارده يا شباب، وإن شاء الله نتقابل مع بعض يوم الأربعاء. شكرا لكم جميعا.